Welcome back everyone, I'm Rachel and in this video I'm going to go over the structure of the navicular bone. Firstly, where is this bone located? The navicular bone is located on the medial side of each of the feet. If we take a closer look at the dorsal view of the right foot, we can see highlighted in red the navicular bone on the medial side of the foot. If we now look at the medial view of the right foot, we can see it again highlighted in red. Now we're going to look at the different landmarks and features of this bone. Here we have the anterolateral view and the posteromedial view of the right navicular bone. This bone is upside down boat-like in shape and has 6 surfaces. The first of these is the dorsal surface, which is roughened and convex in shape. The second surface is the plantar surface, which is also roughened but concave in shape. The third surface is the medial surface. This surface has a large tuberosity called the navicular tuberosity. A groove is found between this tuberosity and the plantar surface of this bone. The fourth surface is the lateral surface. The lateral surface is irregular and has a facet on it for articulation with the cuboid bone. The fifth surface is the distal surface, also known as the anterior surface. This surface bears 3 facets for articulation with the 3 cuneiform bones, a medial facet, an intermediate facet, and a lateral facet. The sixth and final surface is the proximal surface, also known as the posterior surface. This surface is concave and has a large facet on it for articulation with the talus bone. Let's now look at the articulations this bone has with other bones. This bone articulates with 5 other bones. The first of these articulations is with the talus bone. The large facet on the posterior surface of this bone articulates with the articular surface on the head of the talus bone. The second articulation is with the cuboid bone. The facet on the lateral surface of this bone articulates with a small facet on the medial surface of the cuboid bone. The third articulation is with the medial cuneiform bone. The medial facet on the anterior surface of this bone articulates with a facet on the posterior surface of the medial cuneiform bone. The fourth articulation is with the intermediate cuneiform bone. The intermediate facet on the anterior surface of this bone articulates with the facet on the posterior surface of the intermediate cuneiform bone. The fifth and final articulation is with the lateral cuneiform bone. The lateral facet on the anterior surface of this bone articulates with the facet on the posterior surface of the lateral cuneiform bone. What about the muscles that attach to this bone? Only one muscle attaches to this bone. A portion of the tendon of the tibialis posterior muscle attaches onto the tuberosity of this bone. What about blood supply to this bone? This bone is supplied primarily by the dorsalis pedis artery on the dorsal surface and the medial plantar artery on the plantar surface. What about innervation of this bone? This bone is primarily innervated by the deep fibular nerve on the dorsal surface and the medial plantar nerve on the plantar surface. And that concludes this video on the structure of the navicular bone. I hope you found it helpful.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, please subscribe and check out more of my videos.